After 15 years, it is over. What's going on, everybody? My name is Tech, and for the last 15 years, I was the #1 seller of pre-owned men's clothing on eBay. If you go back to my very first video, I had 53,000 items at that time. Now I have less than 10,000. I've been talking about this for 5 years inside of the group, scaling down, retiring. I made a podcast last year on February 11th, where I had a 1-year plan to scale down. It's been 1 year. Now's the time. We're scaling down. This is not a somber moment. This is a moment of excitement. This is a moment of celebration. For 15 years of my life, I wanted to have the #1 eBay store, the best store. And as a result of having the #1 eBay store, having the best store, the money will follow. So I never worried about the money. I worried about being the best. So every single day of my life for 15 years, I woke up, built the best eBay store, all the way up to 53,000 items, #1 in every single men's clothing category. But now we've reached the end of the road. Hit that Forrest Gump moment where we're done running. I'm gonna take you around the warehouse, show you some of the processes, take a little bit of a trip down memory lane, tell you the thought process, what I did, how I built it, everything that went into everything that we have. But as you can see, there's not a whole lot left. So why did I choose eBay? How did I find eBay? So I had a son at 18 years old. I used to work at CVS. I worked there for 5 years. That was one of only 2 jobs that I've ever had. While I was working at CVS after I had my son, I went to school for computer repair at a vocational school. I got my certificate there, my A+, my M+ degree from CompTIA, and then I got a job at Circuit City. Circuit City ended up filing for bankruptcy and closing 2 weeks later after I got hired. So here it was in the middle of 2008, the economic housing crisis, the stock market was down, lost my job, and I still had to put food on the table and still had to provide a roof over our heads. And I stumbled across the magical world of eBay. And I started the same way every single one of you did. I started in 1 bedroom, pile in the corner, grew to some totes, and then I had to get a storage unit, 2 storage units, 3 storage units, saved up my money, got a duplex, ran the business out of there, saved up my money, got a house, ran the business out of there, and then had to get a warehouse, then a larger warehouse, and then I ended up getting the warehouses that you see today, 10,000 square feet. And you don't need any special advantages to sell on eBay. I grew up in places that looked just like this. I think between my mom and my dad, I probably moved 40 times. I broke my arm trying to do a backflip off of that rail right there. My mom, she used to work across the street at Denny's, so she used to work from 2 to 10 and then 11 to 7. I went to my dad's on the weekend. He worked manual labor 40 hours a week. So it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. You just need a dollar and a dream. When you're new to reselling, you have to have some tenacity. You have to be scrappy. You have to have that dog in you because you have more time than money. So you really have to start laying the foundation of your business. What is the foundation? We need to know our numbers inside and out. eBay gives us all the information. We need to know our fees. We need to know how much promoted listings is taking from us. We need to know how much we keep, how much we get to take home to reinvest back into the business. I have a great podcast, Techonomics podcast. Please check that one out if you have any questions about numbers, if you have any questions about cash flow. And then we need to learn about the product. We need to learn the market. We need to learn sell-through, how many is available versus how many has sold. We need to learn supply and demand. Is there much more supply than the demand for these items? Or is there much more demand than supply for these items? And after you get those 2 things down, money management and the market, the rest is just mechanical, just a matter of doing the process, taking the photos, doing the listings, being consistent, being disciplined on a daily basis for our store, because eBay is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which is a beautiful thing. We can make money when we're asleep. We can make money on the weekends. And after we've laid the foundation, after we've gotten the mechanical portion, this is advanced eBay. The best stuff, the most variation in the way that we list it, the best price, the best service, and the most amount of repeat customers. Best stuff. The market is the market. They're going to tell us what the best stuff is. We need to try to get the best brands, the most amount of the best brands as possible. Once you have the best brands, then we need to just get more of those. Just like I talked about in the walk and talk video. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. All we have to do is find something that works and then duplicate that, scale modularly. And a lot of people want to scale their eBay business, but they are scaling backwards. They are starting with small margins, slow sell-through, and it is very, very difficult to scale low profit, low volume. So in order to scale our business, in order to have room to maybe make an improvement, get a storage unit, maybe make an improvement, hire some part-time help, we have to have some meat on the bone of our profits. There's no meat on the bone with a $10 profit, an $8 profit, a $6 profit, because now that $10 profit turns into a $9 profit because $1 from every sale goes to pay the storage unit, or $1 for every sale goes to pay some part-time help. So we need to have some healthy margin. Ideally, in my opinion, and I'm not the boss of anybody, I'm just telling you what worked for me. I like to be at anywhere between $5 to $8 buy cost, $25 to $30 plus shipping for the sales price. That gives you a healthy margin, somewhere around $20, where now once you grow your business, you improve your business, now you have enough money to go get a storage unit, enough money to hire some help, enough money to make a process improvement inside of your business. So after we start identifying some of the best stuff, all we have to do is scale sideways, scale modular. If you're doing 10 a day, do 20 a day of the same stuff. How do we do that? We have to go to an additional thrift store. Maybe we have to wake up a little bit early. Maybe we have to drive a little bit further. We don't have to start over and have a separate store inside of our store. Just double down on what's working. Once we figure out the best stuff, then we have to get the most stuff. And this might require going to an extra store, having a little bit more of an aggressive sourcing route, maybe waking up a little bit early, maybe implementing some sort of flea market, garage sale sourcing strategy into our business, because all we have to do is find what's working at 10 a day and just do 20 a day of that. We should be able to scale our business modularly, just like a rubber stamp. This is our business today. This is our business tomorrow. And if you look at my entire setup, I have this setup here, one over there, one over there. They're all exactly the same. Every single thing was scaled modularly. I did X amount of listings per day. I hired an employee to also do X amount of listings per day. My shipping station is also modular. The same exact side, it's like a mirror right in the middle. After that, we have to get the most variation. So we're gonna have a lot of similar products, but these products have different markets. So a pair of Carhartt pants, for example, that is a customer that actually works, and that is also a customer that wants to look like they actually work. So if a customer swings a hammer, we need the keyword for those people. If the customer looks like they swing a hammer, we need the keywords for those people, so that way we can capture both audiences with the same type of item. Best service is the first and foremost #1 key. We need to make sure that we are resolving any cases that may come up. If there's a return, don't fight with the customer. They have every right to return items. Even if you have no returns, if the item is not as described, the customer can force a return. So we have to do our due diligence. We have to make sure that our items are described accurately. I am a big fan of free returns. Free returns, first and foremost, there's no negotiating with the customer. There's no fighting with the customer. Hey, no problem. I have a 60-day free returns. You're more than welcome to send it back anytime for a full refund. I have been doing free returns for over 10 years, way before eBay started incentivizing it with a 10% discount on final value fees, increased placement in search, which is going to give you more sales. And I am a big believer of making sure that we are treating the customer right. The customer is first and foremost. The customer is key. If we do not have customers, we do not have a business. And each and every one of us will be going right back to the job market where we just got laid off, just got fired, just got X'd out, and we will be trying to go get another job. When you get a message, try to respond as quickly as possible. When you get an offer, try to respond as quickly as possible, because the customer is on a line. They are expressing interest in the item, so we want to make sure that we are resolving their question or accepting their offer or making a counter. The #1 thing that I see most new sellers messing up their account is cancellations. We have to make sure that our item is in stock. If you're cross-posting, you have to be on top of it. If you sell something somewhere else, it has to be removed off of eBay. Otherwise, the case closed without seller resolution, the cancellations, that is the #1 defect that sinks a lot of eBay sellers' ships before they even get started. And we also have to consider best price. If our prices are above market, it's going to take longer for us to sell. If our prices are below market, we're going to sell a lot of items. The thrift store is going to make money. The post office is going to make money. eBay is going to make money, but there's not a lot of money left for us. So we need to evaluate the market, and we need to learn the market so that way we can get what the product is worth. And finally, one of the biggest hacks that not a lot of people talk about is the most amount of repeat customers. So for every single business, eBay, Amazon, Nike, Ford. The most expensive thing for them to do is acquire a new customer. They have an entire metric for it, cost of customer acquisition. So once we acquire the customer, they buy a Tommy Bahama shirt. We want to utilize the tools that eBay has to offer. They have newsletters, they have buyer groups. You can communicate them within a message. You can send them a flyer with the package and let them know, hey, I list 5 Tommy Bahama shirts per week. I list 10 new items every single day. Once we have them as a buyer, they're in the funnel and we have to use the tools available in order to get them back to our store. So when the store was at the peak, every single day I had people that shopped from my store. They were not eBay customers. They were tech and sports customers. They knew what time I listed. They knew when I was done listing by, and every single day they would come in and buy $100 worth of stuff, $20 worth of stuff, $50 worth of stuff. And maybe that gets into the B2B relationship, the business to business relationship, which I'm fine with. If I can sell items at my margin and they can make money on it too, then that's even better, because B2C is business to customer, which a lot of us are in the business of. B2B is business to business, where we are selling to other businesses. And for right now, you guys see me at the flea market, you guys see me at the thrifts, and you guys see me still buying clothes. I ship all of that stuff on a pallet in a B2B relationship with other eBay sellers. And if you use these principles and you look at my eBay store, I had the best stuff. I had really good stuff. I had the most amount of the best stuff. I had the most variation because I created the best quality listings. I offered the best price with the best service, and then I acquired the most amount of repeat customers. And all of these principles ring true throughout everything that I do. With eBay money, I was able to start a landscape company, a tree service, a brick and mortar store, following these same philosophies. Even the Facebook group, where we teach over 2,000 people how to sell on eBay, Amazon, Poshmark, live selling. We have the most amount of calls. We have every single call in every single niche that you can think of. We have the best stuff. It's led by experts in every single niche. They didn't just start selling last week or last year. We have decades of combined experience leading the way. We have the most stuff. We have thousands of hours of pre-recorded content, and we have 30 live calls per week in every single niche imaginable, which is the most variation. It's the best price. It's $1 per day, and it's the best service because you're dealing with me. And due to that, we have the most amount of repeatable customers because we have over 2,000 people that recur every single month. And the only reason why they recur is because they are making money. Where can you find product? You can literally find it anywhere, even in the trash. When my wife and I, when we were on the come up, we used to do what we used to call a scrap route. And I have a video here where I found an item worth $1,700 that somebody was throwing away. You can look locally, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, the thrift store, flea market, garage sale. You can order wholesale if you want. That's a little bit of an advanced strategy, but the moral of the story is every single strategy works. You just have to figure out how to make it work. You could have a store that is very small, high profit, high sell-through, works perfectly. You could have a larger store with a slower sell-through, maybe a smaller margin, that also works. There are a million ways to do it. We just have to pick one. And the way that I did it in the beginning is I tried to identify 14 items that would get me a $20 profit. And I found 14 items per day, listed 14 items per day on a consistent basis. I had discipline and made sure that I got it done every single day. And if you can find 14 items, list 14 items with a $20 profit, 14 times 20 is $280. 280 times 365 is over $100,000 a year. And as your business matures and as you mature as a seller, you can have different iterations of the business with maybe a slower sell-through and a smaller margin. But as beginners, we need to focus on profit margin and we need to focus on sell-through because cash flow is king. And you don't even need a lot of money to do this. I started with $35 and bought one T-Mobile Sidekick that I listed on eBay for $70 and sold the same day and essentially doubled my money. So it doesn't take a lot of capital to start. In fact, starting with a lot of capital puts you at an extreme disadvantage because you lose that scrappiness. And as eBay sellers, we need the scrappiness. So eBay has provided such a powerful tool, powerful vehicle for me, my family, to build a better life, to get ourselves out of, maybe not as a good neighborhood into a better neighborhood. Helped me invest in real estate, helped me invest into other businesses. And I owe my entire life to everything that's sitting inside that building. So, You know, I am immensely thankful for the opportunity for the last 15 years. I would not trade it for anything else in the world. eBay is work, though. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's definitely work. You have to list every day. You have to ship every day. You have to answer customer service every single day. We have to be out there sourcing. So it is work. It's not easy. I've never said it's easy. You've never heard me say it's easy. It's 110% work. It's early mornings. It's late night. But with a little bit of dedication, a lot of knowledge, you can do anything that you want to do, and you could build the business that you want to have centered around eBay. So I hope everybody appreciated the video today. All I want to do is help everybody. That's my mission from here on out on YouTube. eBay, again, such a powerful vehicle for all of us. And I just want to spend the rest of my time on YouTube, giving back to the community, helping everybody, and try to just help one person out there achieve their dream, better their life, improve their lifestyle, help their family, help their kids through the vehicle of eBay. So I appreciate everybody for hanging out with us today. As always, be great.